Good morning, Muscatine. Welcome back from your weekend. It's Monday morning. It's really quiet downtown. And the nice thing is with 4th of July tomorrow, they start putting out these signs that say no parking. And they say no parking tomorrow, but it kind of makes people not park down here during that time. So it's like nice, empty. You can park anywhere you want downtown right now. Come down, get some coffee, do something. You can park right in front of where you want to go. So thinking about that, I want to run down the schedule real quick for tomorrow. The Chambers got a huge day packed for you. 9 a.m. is the kids parade down here. 4 p.m. is the community parade. 5 starts Almost Fireworks Fest on the riverfront. The Colonel Candace Frost intro. So most of you probably have heard of Candace Frost. She's a Muscatine grad who has absolutely kicked butt in her military career and is coming back. 8:10 is the Honor Guard at Pearl City Station. Then that's also when the Muscatine Symphony Orchestra will kick off, leading into the fireworks display at dusk. So basically just come downtown all day, come down to the kids parade, hang out, do a little shopping, get some lunch, hang out for the parade, and life will be good. We've got a jam-packed show today, so we're going to get right into it. We're going to skip my normal funny bits and all that fun stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't be surprised if my first guest is a little nervous and feels out of sort, because Nadine, when you and I normally talk, we're standing in front of a cooler at Hy-Vee. We've had about 100 conversations in front of the Hy-Vee coolers.
In front of the salad kits and the cut fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice to be able to just sit down and actually enjoy a conversation with you instead of feeling like we're trying to rush it. How have you been?
Pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good. I can't complain.
Good.
I can't complain. So you're busy with lots of stuff.
Yes.
One of the things that you are obviously very, very involved with is the Fruitland Lions Club.
Yes, sir.
And so one of the things that you guys have going on is coming up on the 18th, you've got Ray Fiedler coming in, who's the coordinator of I'm probably going to get this wrong, but the State of Iowa Office on Human Trafficking.
Yes.
Right? And he's going to be doing a presentation at Riverview Center, the old boat club. Mm-hmm. And a bunch of organizations all got together to kind of bring this in for the community. So could you just, introduce yourself for those that may not know who you are, and then a little bit of how this all kind of came together? Sure.
I'm Nadine Brockert. I'm on the Muscatine City Council, 4th Ward, 2nd term and last.
Is that an announcement?
Well, kind of.
Did we just got a political announcement
did.
Here on the Muscatine Today
Show,
folks. If you're not watching, you don't know what's going on.
And that's right. This was something that I just completed my term as district governor, and as district governor, it was my duty to come up with a speaker for our district convention that we had in March. What we did was, I wanted something out of the box. Usually we have people come in that talk about lions and all this stuff we've heard 100 times before, and our eyes tend to glaze over and you say, oh my gosh, here we go again. So I wanted something different.
And you thought human trafficking?
Well, as a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother, and I have granddaughters and 2 great-granddaughters, I thought it was important because and even in the community, we don't look at human trafficking as something that we come across every day. It's something that happens somewhere else, or it happens to somebody else. You're just burying your head in the sand if you believe that. So retired Judge Nancy Tabor, who I have become acquainted with through another club membership in the General Federated Women's Clubs, our Phoenix chapter in Muscatine, which is also very active. She recommended Ray Fiedler to me as someone who would be presenting a very dynamic presentation of what human trafficking actually is. She told me that he has 1, 2, and 3 hour presentations, and once he gets started, it's hard to get him to stop. And we found that out at our district convention because we were constantly looking at our watches. Come on, Ray, we got to wrap this up. But it was a very eye-opening experience for those who were there. They asked a lot of questions, and I think there was a realization that, oh, okay, I see this sometimes, or I see that sometimes, and I know someone who was in an abusive relationship. And what he said was that human trafficking is akin to slavery, where someone is not free to leave a situation of their own accord without being threatened, without having someone tell them that, well, I'll kill you, I'll kill members of your family if you try to leave.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I had one of my fellow members of Fruitland Lions come to me and say, I missed the presentation because I had a family emergency and I'd really like to hear it. So what started percolating in my brain was, well, if Pat missed it, maybe other people would like to hear it too. And so I sent an email to Carol Webb, our city administrator, and to our police chief, Tony Keys, and to Parks and Rec Director Rich Climes, to get their feedback and to see if I could get a venue as well that wouldn't cost me anything. So
You got a couple of those.
Yeah, I got to pull a few strings here, but it all worked out. And everybody was agreeable to all of that. And Carol is also a member of the Rotary Club, so she suggested that I call Dr. DeWinter and maybe get her involved as well, and Rotary members, because human trafficking is one of their emphasis areas for this year.
Yep, they had a speaker, I don't remember, a little while ago that we actually covered as well. Yeah.
So I talked to Dr. DeWinter, and she took it to her board, and they agreed, and we were off and running. And then Dr. DeWinter suggested that we contact the League of Women Voters as well, because they too are a community group interested in making Muscatine a safe and decent place to live. And they hopped on board as well, and then Muscatine Lions is also a part of our group.
So basically a whole bunch of you thought this was a good idea.
Yes.
And I would have to say I agree. And the one thing that, human trafficking, I think a lot of us envision, I know I do, my first thought is like the movie Taken, right?
Yes.
And yes, that is absolutely human trafficking and a part of this, but it's not the whole story.
No.
And there's a lot of things that you see happening, but you don't necessarily add them up together, right?
Correct.
And, we just finished Alzheimer's and Mental Health Awareness Month, or whatever it is. Alzheimer's Month is what I call it. And there's a lot of things so there's a lot of parallels to this, right? With Alzheimer's, it kind of sneaks up on you a little bit. You don't necessarily know, but there are warning signs, right? That you don't have to be thinking about Alzheimer's all day, every day, right? You don't have to be thinking about human trafficking all day, every day. But if there are some things that you can be watching for, just to be more aware of your surroundings and everything else, and the situations that others may find themselves in, you can potentially be help, right?
Exactly.
And as we were preparing for this, one of the things that I did, just because the Iowa Department, what is it called? It's the Iowa. There's a whole bunch of research. It's the Iowa Office to Combat Human Trafficking.
Correct.
They've got their own full website. And when you look at how abusers control their victims, it's physical and emotional abuse and threats, isolation from friends and family, economic abuse, monitor communications, and withholding food, shelter, and or transportation.
That's correct.
And so if you just kind of think about those, I mean, it could look like domestic abuse. It could look like, it could just be a random time you kind of feel like something's not right, and you hear somebody say, hey, remember I check your phone, or you know what I mean? Like those little things that you might, if you haven't been to a seminar like this or taken time to learn about it, you might just kind of gloss over it and not really, you might think, oh, that's weird, or that's kind of whatever, but you might not realize, hey, that's a warning sign that this could be a really bad situation.
Exactly.
So let's real quick kind of cover when Ray is going to be here. So it's July 18th, so
yes,
it's about 2 weeks from now. What, next 2 Tuesdays from now?
Yes,
It's a
July
yeah.
18th. It's actually 6:30 to 8:30 because it is a 2-hour presentation. It's at the Riverview Center
Yep.
on Harbor Drive. Refreshments will be provided, and everything is absolutely free to the public. Mr. Fiedler has his own budget, so anything he does for
Nice.
the state of Iowa is all compensated by the state of Iowa. It's a great way to get the word out.
Absolutely.
So that we are maybe more cognizant of what
Yep.
this actually is.
Yep. So something I learned, for those of you going to the River Center, I always remember it as the old boat club because my grandpa was president of it for a long time. I grew up in that building. So I always try and like kind of tell people what to expect when they head down. So, come in the Cedar Street entrance of the riverfront. It's the building right there by the little, it's almost a mini roundabout in there, but the little loop. And if you come in on the upriver side, there's 2 doors right there. That it's not like a big grand entrance, but there's 2 doors. That's the elevator and stairs to come in, and you'll be able to pop right in there. I assume you'll have the main doors open.
Yes.
And head on up, and you'll be there. So, do people don't need to pre-register or anything?
No.
You just
No.
come in and show up, and I guess my next thought is like, who, you mentioned this topic caught you because you're a mother, grandmother. Who all do you think would benefit from this, or like what do you think somebody could learn from coming down to this that would like make them say, you know what, this is a good thing for me to go do?
I think everybody needs to go because everyone needs to be aware of their surroundings, obviously, but also the people in their surroundings to, just to make sure that maybe you're not being pulled into some situation that you don't really want. And if you see someone being abused, then it would be something that you would probably want to call the authorities, get with our police. They're a wonderful group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you're absolutely right. Sometimes I think people, when they hear about stuff like this, like, oh, well, that's not going to happen to me. My relationship's solid and I'm not a trafficker, so I don't need to learn this. Well, the problem is, or the opportunity is, you live in a society where it does exist, right?
Correct.
And so the one thing that I always I talk with Wyatt about this a lot, my son. If you're in a position where you're in a stable situation, you can learn about this. You can be a resource for somebody who is having this issue, potentially. You can know about it. You can be a life raft for them. You can be just an ear to listen and understand, help guide them. Because, I'm going to imagine, I have no grounds on which to make this assumption, but I hope I'm somewhat right. I would imagine that somebody in that situation is terrified, they're apprehensive, they're nervous, they're constantly on edge, right? Because they don't know what's going to happen. And so that's not something you just like extract someone from instantly, right? Like it's got to be thought out and planned, and everybody's got to get on the same page, and that may take a while, right? And so them having a solid anchor outside of the situation that they can turn to, that they trust, is huge. And it's not like you have to know everything about human trafficking to be able to be that. You just have to know enough about what they may be experiencing to help them get through it.
Exactly. And the other thing is, too, that those who are trafficking or abusing look like the rest of us. That there's no L or A on their forehead.
Right.
So you need to be careful. We used to call that stranger danger.
Yeah.
It still applies. And I think we here in Iowa, we're Iowa nice.
Yeah.
But sometimes Iowa nice leads to it happens someplace else. We're naive. We don't recognize the signs. And then when something does happen, it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's, you mentioned Iowa nice, and it is such a, on one hand, it's such a great thing, right?
It is,
Like,
yes.
you don't want, and you don't want the next generation to not trust people they don't know. However, you do have to be aware, and you have to be, because yes, are most people good? Yes, they are, right? But you have to be aware of that small percentage that causes a lot of problems for a lot of people. And, you know, you can start off, you can still be Iowa nice while being aware and cognizant of things that might not be what they look like.
Right. Yeah, Iowa aware would be a great thing. The other thing is too, especially with abductions, is that we are within very close proximity to major highways. We've got I-80, we've got a 4-lane 61, we have Avenue of the Cities. So, you know, by the time someone is missed, they could be hundreds of miles away from here, and you know, the authorities are kind of at a loss if you had no idea who took them or what vehicle they left in, or you know, any of the details.
Yeah. So again, just be aware and make time to come down. And here's the other cool thing. Chad Bishop is going to have it on Channel 9. So if you're watching us on MPW right now, it's just 6 clicks up or so from us on Channel 3. Is he going to do that live, or is he going to put it up after, probably?
He's going, well, according to the poster, presentation is going to be available to view on Muscatine Access Channel 9, YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Muscatine Access Channel 9.
Yeah, just type in Muscatine Access and you'll find him. You'll find it. He's got all the public access stuff there. A lot of great content. He even put some of ours up there sometimes. He thinks it like hits the quality standard to make it up there.
You know, if you can't attend in person, by all means.
Yep. And we'll make sure we've got links to it and all that stuff, and there'll be a story on it in Discover Muscatine. So,
okay, great.
Well, Nadine, awesome. Well, not awesome that we have to have a conversation about human trafficking, but thank you for taking the initiative to bring this to Muscatine.
You're welcome.
Quick recap, July 18th, 6:30 to 8:30 down at Riverview Center. It's completely free. And
we look forward to seeing a lot of you there.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. She can even finish my sentences. Nadine, thank you. It's great to see you as always.
Great to see you.
And we will be right back with Kelsey from the Muscatine County Fair, because the fair is almost here. It's next week. So we'll see you in just a minute.
Have you heard the littlest things can make the biggest difference? Every day, bigs and littles are connecting in our community. Their time together can look a little different, but the goals and outcomes are the same. Littles are building confidence, forming better relationships, a sense of belonging, and achieving big goals. But there are more kids just like me who are still waiting. Will you join us in making more matches possible? Support Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
We are looking for a zero-turn lawnmower.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters.
Can I test drive that one?
In the store?
Even in the buying experience. We know you want to buy from someone who knows what they're talking about.
We're looking for a zero-turn mower.
Like this guy.
First thing you need to know is what's the size of your property? Are there any obstacles?
Head to your local Hustler dealer and talk to a lawnmower expert.
Stop in to Muscatine Lawn and Power at 2020 Stewart Road to see Hustler quality for yourself.
We just don't work out in a single plane of motion.
It's time for an update from the Not So Late Show with Austin, brought to you by Unity Point Health.
Listen up, everyone. I've got some news. Things are still kind of crazy out there, and the pandemic is still going on. And it's hard to keep people healthy. And right now, things are really tough for healthcare workers. There are a lot of people needing help with their health. They're working very hard. They're tired. And they are working extra shifts. Well, that would be like when you just get right out of school. You have to go back and do it all over again. Ugh. So there's something you need to know. It's time to be kind. Healthcare workers are doing the best they can to help you. They just need your help too. Take care of yourself however you can with your vaccinations and your healthy habits. But if you get sick, go see your doctor. If you have to wait, be patient. Be a patient. They're real people just like you. And do you know why they're working so hard? For you. So show them a little love, or at least a little bit of kindness. That's one way we can all feel better. Okay, that's all I've got, everyone. Stay safe out there and remember to be kind to healthcare workers.
This has been a special update from the Not So Late.
Welcome back Oh, welcome back. One of these days I will get the hang of that, I promise. No, that's fine. So I have Kelsey from the Muscatine County Fair with me.
Hello.
Because it's that time.
It is that time.
Has it really been a year?
It's hard to believe it. It goes by really fast.
It seems like I see you a whole lot for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
And then we don't see each other for like a year. And then a whole bunch again for 2 weeks.
Yep, that's kind of how it goes.
We're that way with a lot of folks. So the fair kicks off next week.
Week after that. So it's
we're
July
still
19th through 23rd.
Yes, 19th through the 23rd. I'm a week ahead because like I've just like wiped out this week for the 4th of July.
Yep.
So it just feels like this week's already gone. So
Yep.
I'm ahead of the game. That's it. I'm overly prepared and ahead.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing in the fair world.
It is. Are you ready?
We're very, very close. Everything is pretty much falling into place. Now it's just a lot of little things getting that stuff ready. But all the entertainment's booked, both in front of the grandstand and on the ground. So we are excited, and we're hoping for a good crowd. I mean, ticket sales have been going fantastic. We're well ahead of a year ago this time, so that's very exciting for us.
That is huge, and that's, you know, the thing I love about what you guys do at the fair is, and we talked about this a lot last year, is there really is something for everybody inside of the fair. You know, it's not just FFA or 4-H. It's not just tractor pulls. I mean, there's in between the carnival, the concerts, the live entertainment, the fair, Queen, there's somebody
the food's
amazing.
Yeah,
so like
we have lots of great food vendors. We got a couple new food vendors this year. We even have a new coffee trailer coming.
Nice.
The Iowa Coffee Cup's coming, so we're excited for those new things. And then even the 4-H and FFA programs, you know, they have grown. The Clover Kids program, I think they're have 30 more kids this year, which is like the younger kids, like the group before you get on to 4-H age. And so that's exciting for us. I mean, that's our future right there. And this is like the big thing for, you know, the 4-H and FFA kids to showcase their projects that they've worked all year. But like you said, it's not just 4-H and FFA. We also have the open division. You know, so if you aren't in 4-H and FFA, whether you're, you know, children or adults, you know, you've worked on making bread, making pies, making quilts, painting, woodworking, any of those things, we have an open division for those as well.
And, you know, I got to watch my first pie contest last year.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. They were all women in this case, the ones that I was talking to.
Yep.
They take it seriously.
Oh,
I mean, it's a thing, and the pie looked. I got to figure out how to be a judge for that. Like,
yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know if I want to be a judge because I don't know if I want to like have to decide between those. But I would gladly just have some of the pie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like the amount of people that show up for that. I don't know if you remember or not, but like the Ryan building was packed full.
Oh yeah.
Like there were no we had seats. But like
they were coming outside.
The seats were full, and there was just people everywhere.
And I was trying to get through with the camera and all this other stuff, and like I'm like weaving through people like ninja style, and it was crazy. So let's do a quick rundown of. Let's do the big stuff first. So let's talk grandstands.
Yeah. So if you guys can see this poster or not, so these posters are hanging up all around the county. Throughout all the towns and businesses and whatnot. So it just kind of showcases our grandstand events that we got going on. But we'll kick the fair off on Wednesday, July 19th. We'll have our car races. We have 5 classes. Those will kick off. Hot laps start at 6:30. And then on Thursday night, we'll have our donkey races, which is something totally new this year.
Yeah, that's what is it? I mean, a donkey race is a donkey race?
It is actually a donkey.
Does somebody ride the donkey?
Yes, it is exactly what it is. Those start at 7 o'clock. And what we have sent out personal invitations to people around the county because it's kind of like a celebrity donkey race. And so obviously like we're trying to pull different people from all around the county to attend, and people are very excited. So this is something totally new this year. They will race in front of the front stretch of the grandstand. And so, it's actual donkeys, like you ride a donkey. So there are 10 donkeys with 10 jockeys in each race. There's 5 races, and then the winner of each of those will then go into a championship race. There are trophies for the winners. Costumes are encouraged.
Oh, this sounds fun.
There's one jockey that he told me that he's getting t-shirts, like team t-shirts. He's super excited. I have another guy told me that he's already got costumes planned out. So we are very excited. The public seems very excited. I've had lots of people ask about it. There seems to be lots of excitement around that.
Do we get to
particular
bet
event.
on them? Do we get to bet on them?
I mean, you probably can amongst your friends if you
Yeah, there we
like.
go. Yeah. Not a sanctioned thing.
Yeah, not a sanctioned deal. So we are very excited about that. Like I said, something totally new, trying it out. And like I said, people seem very excited about it.
So
And
then tractor pulls next.
Yeah, so then on Friday night at 7 o'clock, we'll have our tractor pull. We've been doing that one for several years. And don't fix something that's not broke, right?
Yep.
You know, we get a huge response to the tractor pull. You know, people love to see it. You know, they love the speed, love the black smoke. So we'll have the tractor pull on Friday the 21st at 7 p.m. Then Saturday's a big day. We have a Josh Turner concert, and Dirt Road Rockers will be the ones opening up for Josh Turner in front of the grandstand. So the gates will open up at 6 o'clock, and then Dirt Road Rockers take the stage at 7:30, and then Josh Turner will take the stage after that. Ticket sales for Josh Turner are going great. Like we are very,
awesome.
very excited. Yeah, just very excited to have him to come to Muscatine County as well. We also have these posters hanging up around town, so if you can see those, you'll see those around the community as well.
And you can go to.
So you can purchase. Tickets on our website, which is www.muscatinecountyfair.com. It's all spelled out. So you can purchase either a fun pass or just a Josh Turner ticket. And then the Josh Turner tickets get emailed to you right then and there. If you purchase a fun pass, it comes back to me, and then I get those mailed out to you. Or you can stop in the fair office and get those purchased. These are what fun passes look like this year. Fun passes get you onto the grounds and into all the grandstand activities. The only thing it does not get you onto is the track during the concert. That is a $10 upgrade if that's something you'd like to do, which that has been a very popular option this year.
It's a blast. I was down there for, who was it last year?
We had
Sawyer Brown. That was, being on the track during that was a sea of humanity that was just
It's a lot
electric.
of fun. Yeah.
Some of the, I was down there again with the camera, just like getting everybody having a blast, and holy cow, there was some fun going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So when you get your tickets, you'll also notice that we have your stapled concert ticket to it. So you'll have to bring both to the concert because we are going to scan everybody into the concert. So you'll want to make sure you have both of them with you. Fun passes right now for adults are $55, kids are $20, and 4-H and FFA kids are $15. So that's pretty cheap for 5 nights of entertainment.
Yes.
So we highly encourage purchasing your fun passes. But that's just Saturday. We need to go on to Sunday.
Right. I was just going to say, like, that doesn't finish the weekend.
Right.
Folks.
So then on Sunday at 11 o'clock, we'll have our demo derby. There will be 3 classes for the demo derby. Last year we had, I think it was 45 cars show up. So we had a great demo derby showing. And then as soon as the demo derby gets over, we have our log hogger auction because we have a chainsaw artist there all week that you can watch him carve out all these carvings. And so we auction those off. And then as soon as the log hogger auction gets over in front of the grandstand, we have our trailer races. And trailer races start at 3 o'clock. If you have never been to a trailer race, I highly encourage you attend. And you will want to come early to get your seat because the grandstand is full. All of the bleachers are full. It's a huge event. Most of the time it's standing room only, especially if you don't get there until, quarter till. I mean, people literally come for the demo derby just to get their seats for the trailer races. I mean, the place is packed.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
And now, folks, if that wasn't enough, I mean, that's literally just the grandstand those 5 nights.
Yeah.
So if you look, show them real quick how much stuff there is.
So, I mean, we have pamphlets that you'll also see. You'll get these when you pull in the gate. As you can tell, each day we have a lineup of different events going on. And I mean, that's just Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We also have Saturday and Sunday on the back.
Yep.
We have the puppet show that goes on every single day. He has 3 different, he goes on at 2, 4:30, and 9. That's a huge family-friendly event. I mean, and it's like his dad did it, now he's doing it. His kids are doing it with him. They plan on taking it over. I mean, the puppets are like they're just a staple, and everybody loves to go to them. And then, like I said, there's a log hogger you can go see because he's carving all day. We have a clown that strolls throughout the grounds. He's also a magician. Kids love that.
And that's not me, folks. I will be there all week floating around, but I am not the clown.
Look for the guy on stilts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sons of the American Legion, they'll have bingo going on. The bingo tent is always full, and you don't want to miss the blackout bingo. I mean, it's usually hard to find a seat during blackout bingo. So yeah, you won't want to miss those things. But in between all of that, we have kids zones that are set up, up by Donor Plaza, down by the Ryan building, and then also down by the Puppeteers, where we have huge sandboxes for kids to, play in. We have swing sets set up, little Tykes toys. So I mean,
it's a nice place to like chill down just a little bit.
Yeah. So even if, some of the older kids are off, riding rides in the carnival, and some of the younger kids, if mom and dad kind of need a break, grab a corn dog, a lemonade, have a seat on the bench, and then, let the younger kids play in the sandbox and on the little Tykes toys. And we've had lots of compliments about that. People love that.
Yeah, I think last year was the first year you did that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and every time you walked by it, the sandbox was packed full. Kids were having fun. The parents, they've thanked us several times, like, hey, you're giving me a chance to get a break, but yet the kids can still play. And I was nagging them to, leave or do something else. In between all that, Wednesday and Thursday are both Kids Day, so kids get in free until 5 o'clock. The Little Kitty Tractor Pulls at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, so be sure to attend that. There's 5 different weight classes, and there are prizes for each one of those. We do have tractors lined up for those prizes. It's very well attended. Kids have a lot of fun. And then, once the Kitty Tractor Pull gets over, go ahead and check out Little Hands on the Farm and the Kitty Barnyard. We have all sorts of animals in there that you can go pet and feed, and then different things lined up so that kids can, pick apples and, dig for vegetables and all sorts of things, to learn about different parts of agriculture. And then later in the afternoon at 1 and 1:30, so we have our cash dash, so kids can dig for, we have sponsors that have donated money, and so we put change out on a tarp and sprinkle straw over it, and kids actually dig for cash and get to actually take money home.
Is this kind of like was it the chicken or bunny?
Oh, so cash dash is first, then we have the chicken and rabbit scramble, and so we actually, we have people that have donated rabbits and donated chicks, and kids get to catch them and take them home. And we've had kids bring them back to exhibit them either in like the open rabbit show or the 4-H and FFA rabbit show, or the,
It's nuts. Autumn and I were there last year for that, and I was not prepared for how much crazy and intense energy.
You will literally see 250 kids try to, because they either want the rabbit or they want a chicken, and we usually send them home with a bag of food and carrying cake, all of those things, and but like I said, all of the kids that have walked away from that have had a absolute blast. And then obviously Wednesday night is the Queen coronation in the Grove at 5 o'clock, and so that's always a big event. The Grove is packed for that. So we're excited to have that back. And then new this year, we are going to have a princess contest. So like any of the kids that aren't quite old enough to run for the Queen contest can run for the princess contest. So that'll be right before that in the Grove.
Well, and the nice thing is, if for some reason you can't get out there, we'll be out there throughout the fair.
Yep.
We'll be broadcasting and covering it, and making sure everybody sees what's going on if you can't make it. And you gave me such a great idea last year. I have United Rentals as a partner of ours on some stuff. They are acquiring for me a nice 4-person UTV.
Okay.
So that I can buggy around, because carrying camera gear all over the fairgrounds is horrible.
So because we have 85 acres is what we cover.
There's plenty.
And so that's a huge area, because I've visited a lot of other county fairs, and some of them are 20 acres, 40 acres, and they're nice fairgrounds, but I've had people come to ours and they're like, oh wow, like you have a lot of area. And it really is. There's 85 acres by the time you take in, where the campground is and all the livestock buildings, the Grove, the track, all parking lot, everything.
It's a huge resource for the community, for the whole county.
It is a huge area, and we're very proud of it. Yeah.
We're gonna have to, and we'll have more on the fair throughout the next couple of weeks as we lead up to it. And of course, we'll be out there, and we'll have it all on discovermuscatine.com. We'll have all the events. We'll have everything there. So you've got one stop, boom, boom. You can see everything going on.
Yep.
We may even be giving away some fun passes. Just a little heads up. May keep your eye out for a couple of those.
Yeah.
So you're sure you're ready?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So quick recap.
We're
2
excited.
weeks. 2 weeks. Out in West Liberty. Pull in, park, skedaddle in, get your fun passes online. Kelsey will drop them in the mail to you, or
and you can also
pick them up at the
you can
office.
also buy them when you come in the gate on Wednesday. You can purchase them right there at the gate, and then like I said, it's good to get you in the gate and in the grandstand all week.
Yep.
So pretty cheap entertainment for
It
5 days.
It is. You'll run into tons of people. It's just a good old-fashioned blast. So. Holy cow. Well, thank you for stopping in.
Yeah,
Kelsey.
thank you.
It's been a blast. It's going to be a blast in 2 weeks, and I'm ready. I'm going to just keep one of these in my pocket all week, just so I know where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
But keep an eye out for them. And we'll be back in just a moment with 2 TaeKwonDo champions from Muscatine. We'll see you in just a minute.
Have you heard the littlest things can make the biggest difference? Every day, bigs and littles are connecting in our community. Your time together can look a little different, but the goals and outcomes are the same. Littles are building confidence, forming better relationships, a sense of belonging, and achieving big goals. But there are more kids just like me who are still waiting. Will you join us in making more matches possible? Support big brothers, big sisters.
We are looking for a zero-turn lawnmower.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters.
Can I test drive that one?
In the store?
Even in the buying experience. We know you want to buy from someone who knows what they're talking
We're
about.
looking for a zero-turn mower.
Like
Great.
this guy.
First thing I need to know is what's the size of your property? Are there any obstacles?
Head to your local Hustler dealer and talk to a lawnmower expert.
Stop in to Muscatine Lawn and Power at 2020 Stewart Road to see Hustler quality for yourself.
We just don't work out in a single plane of motion.
And welcome back. I am here with Mr. and Ms. Smith, right? Yeah. You look confused. You're Ms. Smith, right? Are you sure? They're from Riverbend TaeKwonDo, and you guys have had a pretty busy summer so far, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys do anything cool? I don't know, win nationals or anything?
Yeah.
Is that like a thing? You did. You just messed around and won nationals? Is that how that happened? Pretty much?
Yeah.
What?
Really?
No.
Okay. No?
No.
Oh, did you have to work hard
Yes.
and practice? Oh, okay. So let's do this, if you guys would, real quick. Introduce yourself for those that don't know, and tell them a little bit about you in TaeKwonDo. So what maybe your favorite thing to do is.
I'm Brayde Smith, and I like weapons.
Weapons? Okay, which weapon?
Nunchuck.
Nunchuck, okay.
I'm Kennidi Smith, and what I like about TaeKwonDo is there's a lot of friendly people there, and they're really nice. They help a lot, just like my brother, because he's my weapons instructor.
How does that go? Does that go pretty well?
Yes.
Awesome. So, for those that don't know, Riverbend TaeKwonDo is out in the mall, right? It's if you go in past Jimmy John's, right in there. Master Cavazos, Jamie, has been there for probably at least 200 or 300 years, I'd say. I mean, he's getting
I
pretty
think
old,
so.
but you know, absolutely tremendous Taekwondo instructor, leader. I remember when he and Master Garrett, is my brother-in-law, I remember when they moved out there and all that other stuff, they've put together, and obviously Brandon's not there anymore, but Jamie has done a tremendous job of building a consistently awesome school, right?
Yeah.
It is always full, generations and generations, and so you guys competed, and what was it actually at? It was UTA Nationals?
Yep.
Which is what, United Taekwondo Association? Is that right?
I think it's Alliance.
Alliance, you are right. It is Alliance, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it says so right, like literally on their shirts.
Yeah.
I can read, I swear, I promise, down at the bottom. So how did you guys end up getting, well, first of all, how long have you guys been in Taekwondo? And like, how did you end up competing?
Almost 8 years, and I don't, it's like 4 or 5.
4 or 5? Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know exactly.
And so for quick scale, you're a temporary black belt,
Yes.
correct? So you'll be testing for your permanent
In October, I think.
in October. Okay, so sometime soonish.
Yeah.
And Brady, what rank are you?
I'm a 2nd degree black belt.
You're 2nd degree black belt. Okay. So when you guys, how did you end up, so competing, for those that don't know, competing in Taekwondo tournaments is something that you start early on in Taekwondo often, right? I mean, they have competitions, yellow belt, orange belt, like by rank and everything else. So you can start early. It's kind of a nice way to help push yourself, right?
Yeah.
To see how you're doing and what you can do better, and, you know, see what other people from outside your club are doing, right? So how did you guys end up at nationals? Like, did you have to qualify, or?
No, you show up, pay the money.
Oh, yeah. Show up, pay money, and then you can do stuff.
Right. So this was cute. It was down in Texas, right?
Yep.
So 13-hour drive later, you're at nationals.
Yep.
What was it like? Was it fun, nervous, both?
I mean, because they had a venue, right? And somebody bought the venue, so then they didn't want weapons there anymore. So then they had to scramble to find another event for the weapons. So the first day they put us in this tiny gym with, I think there's like at least 300, 400 competitors, right? And they only have 4 rings going.
Whoa, that's going to take a while.
So it was a really long day the first day.
Did take a while.
Then the second day, the no weapons were that day, and because the exciting events are on the first day with the 4 rings, so it made the fun day a little bit less. But the next day they had the full 10 rings, and there was like little soccer games going on, so you could watch like the little kids play soccer, and it was
Oh, yeah, that's what we did when we were trying to pass time.
because they have like these, like they don't have like out of bounds parts. They have like foam. It's like foam, and it's like little 3- and 4-year-olds playing soccer, and it's really funny.
I went to a handful and competed in a handful of tournaments when I was in high school, and I don't ever remember kids playing soccer. That wasn't a thing at ours.
Yeah, it was just a little bigger event.
It was just amazing.
So,
we were trying to pass the time in.
so how did you guys do? I mean, I've hinted at this and sort of said, but you guys did pretty well, right?
Yeah.
So how did you do?
I got first in weapons. We got second in team forms, and I got second in power breaking.
Like Brady said, second in team forms. And then I didn't place in weapons or breaking, but I did get first place in forms.
Nice, congratulations. I'm assuming that you didn't place in weapons because your instructor wasn't maybe as strong as he could have been. Is that right? Is that?
No, I just had good competition.
Oh, good answer. Good answer. No extra push-ups for that answer, right, Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I can do that too.
It's true. Actually, technically, they can make me do push-ups. Like, well, I mean, they can, I guess, actually, let me rephrase that. They can order me to do them. Whether I can do them or not, that might be a totally different question, which we won't dive into that. But now, so on a normal class night, you guys actually get to help teach, right?
Yep. Yeah, kids class.
Yeah, so...
For me, not adult class, because I do adult class. So.
Is she a little short for adult class?
Yeah. Brady.
Oh, this is so much fun. I love my job, folks. So you get to teach. So what is it about? I mean, how old are you, Brady?
12.
12. Okay, so you're 12. You're teaching something. What is that like for you? I mean, like, obviously you started young, so this is something that's been a big part of your life, right? But why do you go back and teach? Like, what makes you happy, or why do you enjoy teaching?
So once you get to black belt, it's like my instructor, Master Cavazos, it's not about what he does anymore. Well, it is. It's about the quality of black belts he produces. So part of that and me getting to that stage is me teaching and then helping. I'm not quite at teaching black belts yet, but teaching the color belts and seeing how they perform.
Will you teach me?
What was that?
But he teaches me though.
So what I love about the belt system and how it works, when you get into those upper belts, and I'm not anywhere near an expert on this, but a lot of it has to do with how much teaching time they have and like all this other stuff. That's like what their goals are, right? And promotion of Taekwondo as a whole. And, it's not about so much physical skills at that point as it is the whole person, right? And so that's what's cool, is seeing you at 12 getting that already, right? Like, obviously you get it. You're teaching. You're obviously on your way there. You're creating a great relationship with your sister, it looks like, mostly, right? Probably still some little bumps here and there, I would assume, but you should have seen them before. No. So if there was something that you would want another kid to know, or even just an adult, about what's cool and what's a great reason to come try Taekwondo, what would you say?
I mean, it's fun, and if you don't like it, so you get 2 weeks just to see if you like it or not, so there's no downside to not trying it.
You're absolutely right. What do you think? What do you think somebody that's just started out on Taekwondo would enjoy?
Wait, what was your question again?
What do you think if somebody's just starting out on Taekwondo, they've never done it before, what do you think they would enjoy about it?
Well, there's a lot of friendly people, so you can make friends, and then sometimes it's just a black belt that's friendly, so they can help you out a little bit.
And you get to kick people.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Sometimes they put on hogus and you can just...
It is. So I'll kind of, what I loved, it's great exercise. It's not as, it can be physically demanding if you want it to be, but you can go at your own pace, right? You don't have to start out kicking over your head first day or doing the splits, right?
Definitely not. I can't even do that.
You can modify things and, you can still work on form at your pace. You learn forms and like 1-step sparring. You guys do 1-step, 3-step?
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Oh my goodness.
Because people never mind.
Yeah, okay, well, so I can tell where that's going. Yeah, I suppose that's probably a thing.
People got lazy, so we had to stop.
Gotcha. But then, I'll say this, sparring is actually a lot of fun, right? Not so much, because sparring isn't like fight. I mean, it is fighting, but it's more like a chess match, right? In a lot of ways. Like, you try and draw people in, you try and control it. It's a lot of fun, and you just get to kind of test your skills against somebody else. And do you get thumped a little bit? Maybe here and there, but generally speaking, nobody gets hurt, and it's just fun, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about, so weapons, what did you compete with?
Nunchucks.
Okay, so how long is your demo or your?
I think it took me like a minute and a half. I think it's 108 movements.
108 movements.
Yeah.
That's a chunk. That's like not short, folks. So power, you said braking, right?
Yeah.
What did you do for your brakes?
Actually was doing power braking, just like he was. He did an elbow through 5. I did a palm through 2
Through 2 what?
boards.
Okay, so the boards that they're talking about, still 1-inch pine. So
Yeah.
you get a 12 by 12 piece of pine, and you're just smashing through it.
Yeah.
Okay, what's one hint you would give somebody if they had to break their first board? What's the first thing you tell them?
Hit it hard.
Yeah, just try your best.
And go through it, right?
Yeah.
Like
Don't stop.
Yeah, don't stop. If you want to get a sore palm, whatever, stop when you hit it. If you just go right through it, it's not generally a problem. But that's a mental thing. Like once you learn how to break a board and learn what it takes to kind of like power through that really a wall, it helps you in a whole bunch of different aspects. Because you're like, oh yeah, just boom, go through it, right? Yeah. So forms, you guys did team forms.
Oh yes.
Yep.
So that's, I'm assuming both of you out in the ring, right?
Yes.
And I assume you're doing the same form?
Yes,
Yep.
same form.
What form did you do?
Tag A.
Tag A.
Okay.
That's the high blue belt form?
Yes, high blue belt.
Yeah.
At least I think.
Yeah.
I
That
can't
sounds rightish. So
remember. Yeah, I think so.
then when they're judging, I assume they're both judging you individually, but also as together, like how in sync you are? Is that like what it is?
Yeah, because it's the same scoring system as regular forms, except they add like our timing and like how well we were together.
So do you have like an unfair advantage being siblings?
Oh, no.
Are there any like twins that like have like ESP back and forth so they can stay completely in sync?
I think I saw that one time.
That would be kind of weird, like watching
know.
2 people do it.
Yeah.
Holy cow. So,
There are twins there though.
there were?
There's twins? Okay.
Oh no, at our school we have twins, identical twins.
Oh.
Like you have to ask them
Oh, yeah.
every class, like, are you Penny or Phoebe? And then you have to find a distinct way to recognize, oh, you're Penny, you're Phoebe, because I asked you earlier and you have this.
So
and
just don't
you
put them in a
have
dobo,
this.
right? Because then it'd be really hard to tell them apart. So, what's next for you guys? Do you have any more competitions coming up?
We got one, like a smaller tournament in like I think it's a week.
Next weekend,
week or
I
two.
think.
And
don't
then
know.
there's another national tournament, September 29th,
Where's that one at?
Reno, Nevada.
Yeah, we're flying that time though.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
That would be a really
Because
long
it's
drive.
further.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, congratulations, you two. It's absolutely awesome. I'm sure you'll be back afterwards to tell us how Reno goes, right? See, this wasn't as bad as you thought, was it?
No.
Okay. So, courtesy.
Integrity.
Uh-huh.
Perseverance, self-control, and double spirit.
Look at that. I even remembered them all.
Wow.
So what were those for everybody real quick? What are the tenets of TaeKwonDo?
Courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, and downward spirit.
Yeah, so if you could use any of those, head out to Riverbend. Tell them Chris sent you, and they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry that you know Chris. We'll take care of you anyway, right? So guys, again, thank you for swinging in. Congratulations, and keep up the great work.
Thanks.
So, Muscatine, we're going to call that a day. We will not be here tomorrow because we're going to be out doing 4th of July type stuff. So remember, the kiddie parade's in the morning, and then everything else starts about 4 o'clock downtown. Just come down here for the parade, head down to the riverfront, head down to Almost Fireworks Fest. Just call it a day downtown. So we will see you on Wednesday. Have a great Monday, Muscatine.